Okay, so look at this problem. It asks us to figure out the partial u, partial y at a given point. So this point actually is in terms of u and v, okay? So if this is the case, as you can see that x and y, we're going to be treated in terms of the independent variable. U and v is going to be the corresponding dependent one. So since we are having the relationship, we focus on partial u, partial y, right? So it will be easier, we can take one of them and then to get rid of the v. So in other words, if I label that, so if I, set v equals y over u, so from 2, right? We can have this, and if we label this as 3. So if we substitute v, from 3 to 1, so we're going to get x equals u squared plus y over u squared, right? So if we label this as equation 4, so that is x equals u squared plus y squared over u squared. Okay. So as you can see that this is the equation that it encounters with u and xy only, because u is the dependent variable. We're looking at what is partial u, partial y, right? So if we take the differential partial derivative with respect to y on both sides, so on the left side it's 0 because x and y are both independent variables, so treat it as constant, so it's a 0. And then we have a 2u and then partial u, partial y. And for here, you actually gonna need to apply the product rule, which is let's see, we have 2y times 1 over u squared, and then plus negative 2 over u cubed partial u partial y times y squared. Okay. So yeah, so after you do the simplification here, as you can see, we actually can solve partial u, partial y here. So this is what we can do. We can do some simplification, which is going to be coming to 2y squared over u cubed minus 2u. I actually moved the term involved with partial u, partial y to the left. And partial u, partial y equals the 2y over u squared. Okay. So right now you can see we know that u equals square root of 3, right? And I also need to know y, which in our case is u times v, which is negative square root of 3. And then we can do the substitution. So it's a 2 times negative square root of 3 square times square root of 3 cube minus 2 times square root of 3, right? Partial u, partial y equals 2 times negative square root of 3 over u squared, which is 3, right? So you can see you're going to have a lot of cancellation here. So in this, you're going to have it's a 2 over square root of 3 left. That's 2 over square root of 3, right? Minus 2 square root of 3. Partial u, partial y equals negative 2 square root of 3 over 3, right? So you can do this as, right? 2 over square root of 3 can be rewritten as 2 square root of 3 over 3. So they both have square root of 3 here, right? And so it can be simplified into 2/3 minus 2 partial u, partial y equals negative 2/3. So we can do 2/3 minus 6/3 this, right? Negative 2/3. So it turns out that this is negative 4/3 partial u partial y equals negative 2/3. So partial u, partial y in this problem is going to be half. Okay. Yeah. So this is one problem we talked about.